Have y'all ever heated up Chipotle?
Yeah.
Like for real, like if you have a sour cream in it and y'all put it in the oven or microwave and heat it up?
No, not that.
It ain't like that.
Right.
Because the sour cream is the one that gets coldest the fastest. So if you put it, if you do end up putting it in the microwave, it will most likely be cold soon. It depends on how much.
That's not true.
That's true.
That's not true.
Bruh.
You just made
Bruh.
that
I was on board with you until
I
that
eat Chipotle. I eat Chipotle practically every day.
Welcome back to FAQ. Today we are doing a Chick-fil-A mukbang.
Chick-fil-A.
For your viewing. And we have a special guest. His name is Will.
What's up, y'all?
Yeah.
How y'all doing?
He's replacing CJ today. He's not feeling too well, but he's with us here in spirit, just like Bree was in our last video.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna dive right in, eat some Chick-fil-A.
Hopefully I can follow in CJ's footsteps.
Enjoy.
Let's go. But, so I wanted to talk to y'all about Glass. Because that movie was something different, and not many people knew that it was going to be connected to Split and Unbreakable. Yeah. And it was, the cast was amazing. They had Samuel L. Jackson, Bruce Willis, James McAvoy, all returning their roles as whoever they were in the other movies. And it was M. Night Shyamalan's continuation of the trilogy.
Thank you.
All the other cast members from the different movies came back, which is cool, and they had a lot of references to the different movies or whatever. And it was weird. Samuel L. Jackson was playing this weird character. He's kind of crazy.
What was he like? Like I saw the commercial, but I couldn't really put two and two together. And
so pretty much,
I haven't seen Glass. I mean not Glass, but I haven't seen.
Like, do you know what it's kind of about?
I know it's about a guy who has multiple personalities.
Okay.
It's a great movie.
So pretty much, that's what Split's about. Pretty much, this guy named Elijah, he was born with this disorder where he could break his bones very easily, and he was just born that way. And so he grew up looking at comic books. And he thought that since he had a disability, that there was someone that was the opposite of him, someone that cannot break easily, that can be super strong. And then he had this mental thing where he believed that superheroes and supervillains were real inside the real world. So he does whatever he has to do to find who's superpowered, superhuman. And well, that's a part of Unbreakable. And then I'm just dripping all my shit on the counter. That's crazy. But yeah, so that's the premise of that. And then he finds one, which was Bruce Willis, and he has super strength and stuff. And he doesn't really notice that he has superpowers. He never really thought that. He just thought he was really strong. And Elijah, who Samuel L. Jackson plays, comes up to him, talks to him about it, and he can't believe what's going on. And the whole movie is just him dealing with the fact that he might be a superhero. And Split was a movie that nobody thought was connected to Unbreakable.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
They thought that was like its own movie or whatever. And it turns out James McAvoy's character, who has the multiple personalities or whatever, he's known as a supervillain, so to say, because one of his personalities is
that thing.
Is the thing, yeah. Yeah.
Not to spoil anything, but
and Glass was just.
So it was like a superhero versus supervillain kind of thing. Oh, okay. See,
I didn't get that from the trailer.
Yeah.
I didn't get that either.
But it's not like Marvel. It's not like DC. It's
right.
like
It's its own separate.
It's like if superheroes were actually real in our world, that's how it would be.
Huh.
Yeah.
And so, do we in Glass? do we find like a who wins kind of thing? Do we find out who wins?
Can't spoil it because if I said, then it would spoil the ending.
Gotcha. Okay.
But it was a great movie. I loved it. I love seeing Samuel L. Jackson play that role again. And it was like 19 years. Unbreakable came out 19 years ago. So all the Unbreakable fans, you know, they're going crazy. Because, you know.
Right, it's back.
Well, that's dope. The last good movie I saw was just Beale Street Could Talk. It was such a beautiful movie.
What is it called?
If Beale Street Could Talk. Regina King just won Best Supporting Actress for the film.
Okay.
But it's based off of a James Baldwin book.
Did it just come out?
Yeah, it just came out on Christmas
break.
It came out on Christmas Day in theaters everywhere. It came out in LA a little bit before. But it was just such a beautiful movie. It was about a guy named Lonnie and what was the girl's name? Guys, I'm sorry. And a girl. And she was in love. They were in love. They've been in love since they were kids. And she was pregnant. And her family was very supportive of her and just bringing the baby into the world. And Lonnie's family is like, they were very old school Pentecostals. And so it was just like, you're going to hell, you're the devil type stuff. And Lonnie ended up going to jail for a crime he did not commit. And so the whole movie was just about her trying to get him out of jail and the things that they had to do and like the sacrifices that their family had to make. But the cinematography was amazing. Like the close-up shots, it was just beautiful. Like it was a movie you have to see in theaters. Like don't go and bootleg it on your laptop. It's just not the same experience. No.
Okay. Oh, so you saw it
I saw it in theaters and it was beautiful.
And is it still in theaters now?
I'm still in theaters.
I want to go see as many movies as I can in theaters.
You want to what?
I want to go see as many movies as I can in theaters.
Before you're in one.
Yeah, before.
Don't forget we have nuggets over here in line.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I almost forgot we were eating Chick-FIL-A. Bro. What?
Good.
Bruh. Nah,
How does this taste? What is this?
Polynesian, that's one of my favorite ones.
Let's try some of the sauce.
My favorite one is Polynesian. Of course, Chick-fil-A. And then sometimes I'll do like buffalo
I'm gonna try some
and ranch together
I didn't even
when
know
I want
about
something
buffalo.
spicy.
I hope it's not, but I hope it's good.
The one I like the least is this sweet and spicy sriracha. It's not my cup of tea.
I'm gonna try it.
Let's see, man. Alright, moment of truth.
It made this taste like the Chinese fried chicken.
I guess I stick with the same thing when I get Chinese food, teriyaki or orange chicken. So
Oh.
don't see me go out too much and
You
venture.
put pickles in there. Wow. You didn't even do that.
I was like that. Like mostly, I didn't really want to try new things until maybe like a couple years ago. Like I was very stuck in like ordering the same things at the same restaurant just because I felt like that was safe. You know, like I wouldn't go home hungry or anything like that.
Yeah, I would be too afraid to try something new and then it's not good. And then I'm moving.
Yeah, same though. But I kind of so I do try new places.
Okay.
And I'll find something on the menu that I like at that new place. Even if I've never had it before, I look at the ingredients and whatever. And then if it looks good, then I'll be like, okay, I'll try it. And then I'll stick with that. So I have different foods that I like from different places. But when I go to one place, I normally try to get the same thing. Because I have been disappointed in the past. Like, I looked up the sandwich and I just wasn't satisfied. Yeah. But you live and you learn. FAQ, try new foods.
I haven't had Chick-fil-A in a minute though. I don't know why.
Yeah, me either. We were just talking about how like usually the craving is on Sunday for Chick-fil-A.
Oh yeah.
I said that's
never open.
trying to tempt you.
Never open. I don't know why. Every Sunday I'm like, man, Chick-fil-A sounds pretty good.
When you
It's
can't
always on
have it.
Sunday. Throughout the whole week, I don't be thinking about Chick-fil-A whatsoever. like this morning.
Okay.
I didn't know what I was gonna eat this morning, but God blessed me with that phone call.
And the phone call that CJ's sick and we need to replace him. He's like, all right, I'll be ready in 15 minutes. Give me 15 minutes. But thank God for Will.
Oh, thanks, guys.
I don't know, I left my chicken nugget in the sauce.
Yeet.
So what are you guys' plans for the rest of the day?
Let's see. Basketball? Well, no, actually, I wanted to practice my monologue. I have to practice my monologue. It's not that I want to, I have to.
Oh yeah,
So-
he's in acting school with us. We're, like you guys know, we're in performing arts school. So we have assessments coming up, week 15. That's
Stressful.
fun.
Very stressful.
And our assessments for our acting scene study
Yeah.
assessment, we have to do a contemporary monologue and a classical monologue, contrasting, so one comedic and one dramatic-ish. And yeah, we just have to present it and they'll score us. I don't know, how does that work for you? You've been here longer.
Well, I've actually, when it comes to like final demos and everything, I've never had to redo an assessment. I've only done assessments in the very beginning.
Gotcha.
So I'm not sure how that goes, but if it's anything like the beginning, then yeah, you would go and do your 2 monologues. If anything, they might ask you just for one. And it's usually like 4 judges.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to. I've never done it like in front of like other classmates or anything. You usually
No, it's in front of
Yeah.
assessment. We have to do a contemporary monologue and a classical monologue, contrasting, so one comedic and one dramatic-ish. And yeah, we just have to present it and they'll score us. I don't know, how does that work for you? You've been here longer.
Well, I've actually, when it comes to like final demos and everything, I've never had to redo an assessment. I've only done assessments in the very beginning.
Gotcha.
So I'm not sure how that goes, but if it's anything like the beginning, then yeah, you would go and do your 2 monologues. If anything, they might ask you just for one. And it's usually like 4 judges.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to. I've never done it like in front of like other classmates or anything. You usually
No,
do
it's in
it
front of
by
just
yourself.
the
judges.
judges, yeah.
And the judges are usually like the head of whatever
Acting department.
You guys have,
department you're in.
You guys have any friends that you talk to that say, "Oh, you go to an acting school, it's not that hard"?
Yes.
I hate people like that.
Well, but then I also have friends who are like, girl, you do a lot. Like,
Right.
you do
Yeah.
way more than I do.
Bruh.
When I tell them about our hours and like how early we get up and how much and what we have to be off book by on what date and what day we got, they're like, oh, I don't know if I can do what you're doing. But I mean, everybody has their own path, so.
It's just like, you don't know. Sometimes we memorize 5 things at one time. And it's just, nah, it can be overwhelming.
Yeah. Not for me. I'm not gonna lie. I don't get overwhelmed. I try to stay out of that mentality. It's because I try to not stress out about things that I know I have to get done. Because if I stress out, I won't get it done.
Just like if I have a lot on my mind thinking about, especially with school, I'll start to get like, I wouldn't know what to do first. Because there's so much. And I don't know,
Have you been eating your fries, Will?
I haven't, to be honest. I forgot that they were
I forgot about fries too, and I was like, wait,
I
what's
forgot
fries
they were
mean?
there. I'm hard down eating this chicken sandwich though. It's so busted. Really good.
Anyway,
CHICK-FIL-A. Yeah.
back to the acting stuff. I think the only thing that I really will get slightly worried about is VPS. And that's just because like the way our tests are set up, we have these tests.
You should explain what that is.
Okay, VPS.
Good idea.
VPS. Voice
Production speech.
production speech. But yeah, that's the only thing I really get worried about. It's just because we have to do a certain amount of lines with a certain amount of breath.
Yeah.
And if you cheat your breath, which means you breathe between your breathing marks, then you have an F.
That was his F.
That was his F.
Whew. Yeah.
Sorry.
We have an F.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
that's
failed
the
both of
scariest.
mine.
That's the scariest
So
thing
far.
ever. It's a scary saying, but like by far, there's nothing that really like worries me more than cheating your breath.
And I can act my butt off and I can get up and maybe be memorized and everything. But if I cheat my breath, I've got an F. But I make up for those F's that I get doing cheating my breath by the written tests.
Yeah.
So I mean, it balances it out. And by the end of the semester, I won't be cheating my breath no more. No more.
Amen.
In Jesus' name.
Because we must improve, or else what are we paying for?
Exactly.
Amen. She's a really good teacher. Are you BFA?
Technically I'm in conservatory right now, but I plan to do BFA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So do you have BPS?
Yes, I do.
Who's your teacher?
Deborah Ross Sullivan.
Alright, cool.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to switch the subject,
Oh.
but the school stuff is just not what I want to talk about on the weekend. So, you guys see Charlamagne and Drake?
No, but
What?
You haven't seen
I
the
mean-
interview with Soulja Boy?
Drake? Not Drake.
Soulja
Soulja
Boy.
Boy.
Okay,
Draco.
yeah, alright.
Draco.
I was gonna say I saw Soulja Boy.
Draco. Sorry.
You good? Yeah, I did. They were talking about who had the biggest comeback.
Yes.
Right? By the way,
So you say
Soulja
you're trying to
Boy
say you're not
is
disrespecting me right now?
Yeah.
All right, bet.
by the way, I don't know what my man Soulja Boy doing, but I don't know. That man,
I will say.
He just a young black man trying to make it out
he
in
is.
this
He's
world.
trying to make it. I give credit where credit is due, and you know he getting back up there, kind of.
Yeah.
A little bit maybe. He's on the Breakfast Club, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But he did not have the biggest comeback. I'm sorry.
No.
He didn't.
I don't know what he was talking about. Like really,
He was
how did he make the big? Like, I'm still confused.
I don't know. He hard at him, was a believer.
Like, where'd that
Yeah.
came? Like, you gotta give credit where it's due. You can say Meek Mill did have the biggest comeback. Period.
Yeah.
To be, actually, wait, are we talking about biggest comeback in history?
2018.
Or- Oh, this
Yeah,
2018?
in 2018.
Alright, gotcha.
What were you about to say?
I was gonna say Gucci.
Gucci. I was gonna give Gucci credit too, but that was 2018. So,
Yeah. So he did have a pretty great comeback, I'm not gonna lie.
but yeah, looking at that interview, he was talking about, you know, I just smoke weed, this, but the boy is different now. And
He look different.
if weed does that
It's
to
all
you,
different.
hey, watch yourself. Because I don't know if that's just weed.
Don't
Honestly.
touch kids.
He said he don't do cocaine. He might not be cocaine. He might be sipping lean, popping pills.
I
He's
told-
doing something.
Whatever.
Just
told
it's
y'all,
altering his mind.
Yeah.
I told you who I saw while I was walking towards you. That guy that was stumbling into the street, and the guy that was like moving around and stuff.
Looking like a fiend.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Very. There's all sorts of crazy people in LA. Like I lived in Chicago, I lived in New York, but I've never seen the amount of crazy people that I have here. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. LA has quite a few, and especially because we're in Hollywood, and like Skid Row, like right up the street, nearly, it's just a ton
Wow.
of homeless people.
I feel bad because some of them are so nice, and some of them, you know, like I'm like, oh,
It's
They
made
just-
different types.
Life didn't work out in their favor right now. Who knows? People still can make comebacks, like Meek Mill,
Meat Mill.
you know.
and apparently Soulja Boy.
Yeah, and Soulja, Draco. What was the funniest part of that interview to y'all?
I like the fact. It was funny that he was snapping on them.
Right.
And y'all disrespecting me, or like saying that
He would just start yelling
Like,
out
yeah,
of nowhere.
he
He
hard
was
on
very
that man.
moody.
He really got mad.
Bipolar is what he was.
A little bit. He was like hard on getting mad, and it just seemed like they were playing with him. Like it didn't even seem like
They were-
Charlamagne was definitely playing. That's what he does. That's all he does. He's like,
He's an instigator.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you playing. You can't be that serious.
No. It was funny.
Y'all gonna help me finish these nuggets?
Yeah, I'm trying.
I've been.
Woo!
I can't believe I'm full right now. It's crazy.
I'm gonna slow down. But okay, the funniest part is the back of my hand, like this skin anyway. The funniest part of that interview to me was definitely when he was just chilling, talking. He was just chilling, talking. And then he was like, started yelling, and Charlamagne said, "Hey, quit yelling in my studio. Hey, quit all that yelling." He just started doing like that's his nephew or something.
He's going crazy.
I actually don't feel like he was being crazy in that moment. I really feel like that's just his personality. Like, he's goofy, and he was turning up in a goofy way. Because that's how he was able to tone it down so fast. Like, when you're like, "Oh, chill out," he was like, "Oh, okay, I guess I'll stop playing."
I loved it when who was it? He was like talking all the smack, and then he was like, "Oh no, I love him."
Tiger. Tiger. He was like, "Tiger."
I didn't hear about that.
And he was like all this smack, and then the
Travis
girl
Scott. Tiger. Travis Scott nutted in the bitch and got a pregnant Tiger. And then later he's like, something Tiger, and he's like, "Oh no, I love Tiger."
That's what I meant by bipolar. It was so funny to me.
I love Tiger.
No, I love him. That's my homie. That's my boy. You know it. Who was talking about inside jokes? Yeah, Yachty posted me. That's an inside joke. This person posted me. This person posted me. That's an inside joke. I don't really mess with Meek Mill like that. He might have been laughing at me. Oh yeah, they was laughing at you. Right.
Oh God.
Yeah. But I mean, if it's his inside joke, he would know. That's his homie. What did have me shook was Kiss Me Through the Phone and Drake's bar.
Oh right.
Being the exact same. I was actually like, I went back and listened, and like they're the same.
Yeah.
And like I knew it sounded familiar when it came out, but you know, like I've heard this before, but like this is catchy because he did something different with it, essentially. You know, but like that was his. But I wouldn't say he made Drake. That was a stretch. Talking about I was stunning niggas in a heartbeart, like.
He said he was making up, like, made everyone.
Yeah, like,
he was like, "Why is that camera up there? Why is that camera looking at me?" It's because I was like, "What?"
The cameras are here because you're on the Breakfast Club with Charlamagne the God. Like, honestly,
the whole crew.
The whole crew. I mean, that's what comes with being on here. But I mean, they did a really good job with like not shooting him down too. Like, I mean, Charlamagne, we know that he played, but you can't shoot him down. Like, he really is out here. He has been a celebrity since he was 16, and he was used to all the attention from a very young age. Like, he's always had that attention, and so now that the attention isn't always on him, I feel like it's kind of making him feel like he's going down when really he said he's going up. So we'll see.
I mean, everyone. I don't know too many people that don't listen to the Breakfast Club. Like, especially like on the radio, or like if they're driving. It's just mad funny. They be doing like prank. Have you heard those prank calls? Over the radio? I don't know. No.
I just look up interviews on YouTube most of the time for the Breakfast Club.
Yeah. In the morning, on the radio, they have they do prank calls. So, you know, like the Ride or Die.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's on the Breakfast Club though. It might be on another one.
I thought that was on Steve Harvey.
It might be on Steve Harvey.
I thought that was or DL Hughley, but not. I think it's Steve Harvey.
It's some other radio station.
Oh, it's Steve Harvey, and they do the prank phone calls.
Yeah.
I think don't
those just be having me dying.
No, the prank ones be funny. Sometimes I be like, that's not funny. Like, why would they do that?
That was me. No, sometimes that's nice.
But yeah, and then so they were pranking, and I forgot what the prank was, but it was like this guy got arrested, or he got pulled over. That's what he was telling his wife, and he wanted to see if she could come bail her out. Well, it wasn't his wife; it was his like his girl. His girl. And she said F no. Like on the phone, and then she was going crazy.
What?
Like, she was all mad. Like, yo, how could you get arrested? Like, what the heck are you doing? Cussing and all. And I was just like, dang.
She not a real one. She not a ride or die.
You best believe she switched up right when they told her it was a prank. She was like, oh my God. Oh, you guys got me. You guys, it was just so. I was like, dang,
that's embarrassing.
That's so embarrassing.
Can't be trusted. See, that's why I don't want to do nothing like that with nobody, because if they prank me and then I find out that if I prank somebody and I find out they true colors to that prank, I ain't gonna want to mess with them after that. I'd be like, nah, cause remember that time that you thought I was in jail and you didn't want to bail me out? Noted. In my safe. Never forget. For real.
I'm starting to get full.
Yeah.
I forgot we were eating Chick-fil-A again.
What? You
It's
just
just
zoned
like,
out. You're like,
I'm so invested in the conversation.
Oh.
I'm eating, but
Right,
like,
but-
I'm not really processing that I'm eating.
I'm gonna take a little break. Breako. Jaco.
that wasn't that clever. I don't know why you're laughing like
You
that.
breaking?
I'm breaking. I'm just resting my belly for a
I didn't
second.
finish my fries yet.
No matter where.
As long as you
FAQ's been fun.
FAQ.
Doing these videos.
Oh.
Yeah. Can you tell me like more about them?
Okay, so food, art, and culture.
Yeah.
And basically, the founder of Food, Art, and Culture has a lot of different things that she does to highlight the food, art, and culture aspect. She travels, she eats different foods when she travels, she holds seminars and stuff. But we are the food part specifically of Food, Arts, and Culture. And we're gonna start expanding more into culture, like pop culture conversation, reaction videos and whatnot. But we started this so we could try new foods, or try foods and react to them, or try things that we haven't done, or make a dish that we probably wouldn't normally make. Or, for example, like she used to give us food. It used to be at her house. She used to give us food and wouldn't tell us what was in it.
Oh, so she
And we
lives
eat
there,
it.
right?
No, she actually lives in Kansas City, so when I moved
okay.
here, she started it.
Gotcha.
But so we eat it, and then we'd be like, I don't know how I feel about this. The texture is weird. It's kind of gross. And she'd be like, you just ate octopus. You just ate squid. Like, it would be like that.
Oh.
That's what it started off.
Octopus is really good.
Really?
Calamari?
You ate it like
Yeah,
raw?
yeah, I've had that.
She
No,
give us
fried.
like raw eel. Like
Oh,
it was
with
like
raw? Oh, no,
stuff.
no.
Like yeah. So
Like fried, I could handle. Like,
No.
you know.
yeah. So
Fried squid is good.
we
I like it.
just try a whole bunch of stuff and react to it, or like try and find different ways to make food interesting.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
good. Is there a website?
And the link, we'll put the link up underneath. You'll see the website.
Check it out.
Check it out.
Awesome.
Yeah. We do have a website though. We have a YouTube channel, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And she also has discussions called Mouthful, which is 4-course meals. And
Cool.
over the 4-course meals, you discuss a pretty heavy topic. And it's like a round table discussion, but it's like this, but like fancier.
Guys, I don't think I can eat anymore, man.
Don't say that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I don't
Keep
know if
on
I
going.
can. Maybe I can get like one more chicken, man.
Take a break. But it was good.
I don't know.
Honestly, I mean, I probably won't Chick-fil-A for a month.
Yeah.
Is it
After
enough?
this, probably
I'm
not.
not.
But probably 2 months, maybe 3 months, maybe a whole year. Who knows?
I'm not. See, I'm more of a Chipotle addict, you know? That's my cup of tea.
See, that's where my mind was at too. Chipotle.
This boy is
earlier.
always eating Chipotle.
That's my cup of tea, Chipotle.
good.
I could have that breakfast, lunch, and dinner. When I wake up, leftovers, put it in the microwave, boom. I can have it for lunch, go over there, pick it up, boom. For dinner, you know, if I don't finish it for lunch, I got it for dinner, boom. You can eat it anytime.
Have y'all ever heated up Chipotle? Like
Yeah.
for real, like
Yeah.
if you have a sour cream in it and y'all put it in the oven or microwave and heat it
Nah.
up.
No, not
It
that.
ain't like
kind of-
that.
Right.
Because the sour cream is the one that gets coldest the fastest. So if you put it in, if you do end up putting it in the microwave, it will most likely be cold soon. It depends on how much.
That's not true.
That's true.
That's not true.
Bruh.
You just made
Bruh.
I
that
was on board with you until
I eat
that
Chipotle.
statement.
I eat Chipotle practically every day. I put it in the refrigerator.
up.
Hey,
Chipotle
sponsor
warm it
him.
up.
Sponsor
I'm
him.
a Chipotle
Chipotle.
I warm it up,
One thing.
and more times than not, the sour. I was about to say sour. The
Sour
sour
cream.
cream won't get hot. It won't get hot. Like I'm
What
so
does this
serious.
mean?
I'm so serious.
What did you just do?
Baby.
Oh, baby.
I'm so serious. It's weird. It is. Oh, she's helping me.
I'm trying.
Do you want help too?
Bree's helping me.
Oh. Okay. You know
Going
what?
down the line.
You know,
I'm
we're
almost
just gonna knock this out. I got 2 more nuggets left. Let's just go, man. Suck it up.
Whew.
This is really good though. Chick-fil-A is doing that thing like always.
If
They
you
don't open
guys
up
could
on
see
Sundays.
my food baby right now, you'd be proud.
Yeah.
I
Oh
didn't know you
yeah. Shout out to Orlando. While they're doing that deal, shout out to Orlando, man.
Man, I'm tired now. I'm gonna take
Florida.
such a good nap
Yeah, you
after
know.
this.
Good nap.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch me some Criminal Minds. I started that. So
Do you like
really
it?
good. It's really good. I started all the way back to season 1. I'm on like episode 7.
I think on the final season now. So how about we can end this discussion with just talking about what TV shows we're into right now.
Okay.
I'm into so many TV shows.
Yeah.
Really?
Like, I'm into a lot.
I don't watch like TV, but I have a Netflix account, so I'm like
Yeah.
constantly on Netflix. I think.
You wanna go first?
Yeah, sure. So I had just watched You because everyone was
I heard
like,
about that.
you know, I heard so much hype, and I think
it.
it does deserve all that hype. Like it was such a good, like it kept me on my toes, and I was like creeped out, but then I was like, oh, and then I felt like the main character, I had such like a uneasy relationship with him because like there's so many things that like I liked about him, but then he was not good. So it was like so yeah, that show messed me up. So that's a good show.
Okay.
And then there's one called Sex Education.
Okay,
Oh, that's what
there's a big
it's a
billboard
Oh,
outside of our school.
yeah, it's hilarious. I was
Mhm.
laughing all the time.
What's it about?
It's about this boy, Otis. He's the main character, and then he has a gay best friend, and then he has this crush on a girl named Maeve. She's like the really cool chick. And they have great accents. I freaking love their accents.
That's awesome.
I don't know, England?
Oh, okay. British accent.
Yeah, something like that. And Otis.
I'm mad messy. I'm
What?
sorry.
Oh, it's fine.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
I'm
you're
messy
good.
too.
Otis, his mom is a sex therapist. And so like there's, you know, he just knows a lot about sex and everything. And so when he befriends Maeve, Maeve decides to open up a low-key business in their school, and he's giving out sex advice to all these teenagers. So it's really, really funny.
That's an interesting concept. I just finished the 3rd season of a series of Unfortunate Events.
Oh, with Neil Patrick Harris.
Yes,
Okay.
and I loved the movie when Jim Carrey played Count Olaf when I was younger.
The Lemony Snicket
And
one?
so I was like, when the TV show came out, I was like, I guess I'll give it a shot. Like, it doesn't seem like my cup of tea, but I'll give it a shot. And I loved it, like, absolutely loved it. So I decided to follow it. And although I will say it's not, I mean, it's pretty corny. It's not the best show, but it's fun to watch. You know,
Is it like,
follow.
does it give you a nostalgic feeling to it?
Yeah, a nostalgic feeling.
Okay,
like,
great.
yeah. But yeah, that's what I watched. And The Masked Singer. I've been watching that.
That was really
That's
good.
not actually a good show.
Yeah,
to
it
watch.
actually is.
It's like,
yeah.
it's like you actually like are invested. Like, who is that? Like, you
Who
actually
is?
think,
Like, you're really trying to guess who it is.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
Mhm.
I saw the first episode with Antonio Brown.
I guessed Antonio Brown.
Did you?
Yes, when I saw the
Wow.
$10,000 fine, I said, oh, that's Antonio. Like, I guessed Antonio Brown.
That's crazy.
And so, like, my mom was like, you didn't know that. You must have seen it before. I was like, I did not. I'm just good like that. Y'all should have hired me. Period. Anyway.
For me,
Yeah.
I got The Flash. I be watching The Flash, Arrow, Supergirl, DC Legends of Tomorrow, Criminal Minds. I'm on some animation stuff right now. Voltron. I don't know if y'all heard that. No.
I've heard of
Voltron,
it,
Legendary
never
Thunder.
watched.
It's on Netflix. It's a Netflix series, and pretty much it has kind of a childish like premise to it, but you have to really like kind of, you know, you have to like that kind of stuff. You know.
Oh, okay.
So pretty much, it's like these 5 astronauts. They get taken over by aliens, and they escape the alien ship, come back to Earth, and then they find these mechanical lions, which is, you know, it sounds kind of stupid, but you know, it's still a fun show. They find mechanical lions that form into this one person. Yeah. It's weird. It's weird. I know, it's weird, but it's a good show. I actually just finished that a couple of days ago. It was 8 seasons, and I just binge watched it.
Wow.
I don't ever have that much free time here.
Yeah. I started.
sleep, so.
I started it on over Christmas break though.
Oh,
So,
I thought you meant you
yeah.
started since we've been back.
Oh no, yeah.
Looks
and
like
then,
we're hold on. We're gonna wrap this up because we've been on here forever. So, this is our mukbang. We're done.
I don't know if y'all can see that.
That's what's left.
They didn't finish it.
We're not done. We're done. We're done. That concludes this episode of FAQ. Catch us next week for a little surprise. It's a surprise to us too. We don't know what we're doing yet. So,
I think I was like surprised.
so comment underneath what you want to see us eat. We're gonna try and do a mukbang once a month.
Yeah.
So don't comment us to do this next week if we're not doing it.
Stomach's getting good.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed our first mukbang. Deuces.
Bye.
Deuces.
That wasn't that clever. I don't know why you're laughing like that.
You breaking?
I'm breaking. I'm just resting my belly for a
I didn't
second.
finish my fries yet.
I'm trying to wear a skirt.
That's so much. Hey, one thing though, we gonna sleep good.
Oh yeah.
I know I'm gonna sleep
I'm
good.
gonna sleep good tonight. Full off of CHICK-FIL-A. And I know y'all, we're supposed to all get 10 nuggets. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 are left, and I've eaten about 6.
I mean, I don't know
I
how
don't
many.
even know how many have been, to be honest. I don't know.
Maybe we should have done less food. You know what? But this is for the enjoyment of our viewers.
That's because what's better than watching us eat Chick-fil-A on a Saturday?
It'd be real dope if we was eating Chick-fil-A on a Sunday. Watch this on Sunday. You know, get your Chick-fil-A fix.
But if y'all actually tuned in to watch us eat Chick-fil-A on Sunday, you guys would rethink your life. Chick-fil-A is not open on Sunday. But yeah, there we go. Still trying to finish this food.
Yeah,
I can't eat all those nuggets, so I ate a couple.
y'all ever be at a family dinner and you got an uncle who always fixes a whole bunch of plates, or a cousin, and they in between her thing, do this thing, just kind of stretch, rub their thighs, and get back into it.
I don't even know. Hold on, I gotta leave their fries up. Boom. Knock this out. Knocked out my sandwich. About to knock out my fries. I don't know how many nuggets I ate. I ate a couple though.
No, he's gonna have to eat some more.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna eat some.
He's gonna have to eat some
Are the
more.
tenders gone? Tenders gone?
Yeah.
Alright, good. So we knocked out the tenders.
I have more than 2 tenders in my box.
Yeah, I thought
I
we
think it
were
comes with
supposed to
3.
get 10. I mean 2. Because
No,
I
it
got
comes-
6, and 6 times 2 is 3 is 2. I mean
Huh? I'm so confused.
2 times 3 is 6. I got 6.
X is Y, Z.
I'm drunk off of Chick-fil-A. I got 6 nuggets, so we each should have gotten 2. But we have more.
Oh yeah, we had.
I don't know how many they gave us, but like
Oh, they
I
gave us
took
a lot
2.
more?
I took 1 from yours and 1 from yours.
Oh yeah, and I still had like 4 in there.
I had
Yeah,
2.
4?
I had 4.
Oh, they blessed
Indeed, there was
us.
3 in here.
Chick-fil-A is so nice, you guys.
They are. There was this video on Instagram, and this guy was running the track, and like his stride was just very. I mean, not track, treadmill. Sorry. His stride was just so long, and the caption was, "Chick-fil-A workers, when you forget your sauce." I was dying. I was like, but I've never experienced that. Like, I've never actually seen a Chick-fil-A officer actually.
We
like,
have a class called Quest for Success here, and pretty much we talk about like what we did good that week, or you know, something we're proud of ourselves about. It's just really an encouraging class. And he was like, "What's something you did nice for somebody over the break?" And one girl, she works at Chick-fil-A, was like, "My customer forgot their milkshake, so I chased them down the street to give it back to them." And I said, "That's a real Chick-fil-A
Them
worker
Chick-fil-A
right there."
workers are
Yeah.
loyal.
That's, you have to have an anointing to work at Chick-fil-A. You got to have a calling, because the amount of
You'll be
customer
chosen.
service. Yeah.
Mark of the chosen to work at Chick-fil-A.
My friend's little brother had an interview for Chick-fil-A come up, and he really had me cracking up because he was like, yeah, I got the smile for Chick-fil-A. That's what everybody says. And when somebody's mad at me about their chicken biscuit, I'ma smack them and tell them to shut up. You ain't gonna get hired, dog.
I'm gonna smack him.
Because he's really goofy. He's like, oh yeah, when somebody gets mad at me about their chicken biscuit order, I'm just gonna smack them.
Shut up.
I was cracking up. It was
It's like they train the Chick-fil-A workers to chase down cars. To, like, chase people down.
Anything you have to do to keep the customer satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
There's a place in Kansas City called Gates Barbecue, and their motto is, "Hi, may I help you?" But like Ollie Gates, the founder, told me that he taught them that to be polite. So when there's people coming in, like, you say, "Oh, hi, may I help you?"
Yeah.
But it's turned into a thing where as soon as you walk through the doors, "Hi, may I help you?" "Hi, may I help you?" until you answer them. And then you keep like, "No, hold on." Like, what? Okay. And then somebody else will see you, "Hi, may I help you?" And you like, you gotta answer fast. "I want a barbecue beef on bun, extra lean, hold the sauce." Like, you gotta know your order. Because it'll be,
That's too much
"Hi,
pressure.
may I help you?" And Mr. Gates told me that's not what I meant for them to do when I taught them how to do that. And they just don't listen to me. But that's really funny. That Gates is so opposite from Chick-fil-A. Like, they don't care.
Yo, is anyone else in love with this lemonade?
No, man, it's fire.
Me too.
I didn't even know that they put ice in it.
Yep, because ice means less lemonade fries.
That's actually, yeah. The lemonade's fire.
Let's take another break.
Yep.
Guys, we have to stick through it. The longer we break, the longer it's gonna take for us to finish this.
Be quiet.
You gotta believe in the power.
Is this
the stomach.
special kind of prep that I should have done before doing this? And I feel like I should have prepped myself.
I don't know.
In a way
I
that-
didn't have breakfast because we were gonna do this.
Yeah, but there's no food in our fridge, so yeah, I wasn't gonna eat if they didn't call. I didn't eat dinner, so
I probably won't eat for the rest of the day.
yeah.
Probably
I'd go
eat
grocery
again
shopping
tonight.
next week.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like this is gonna be on me. All that.
What's some of your favorite things to do in LA, or what you've done so far?
I'm thinking.
Oh, you want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay. So probably my favorite thing was so far probably going to the Hollywood side.
Oh, see, I haven't been yet.
You took that hike?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And I did it like the first week, or like the second week I was here. I would have the best time to do them. And it was a real experience. I've never been hiking before for one. So that was an experience right there. Never seen the Hollywood sign. So that was really cool. Took some fire pictures. She's just trying to
I've eaten about 10, so somebody needs to make up.
She's killing me, bro.
I have one.
I have all these pieces of chicken right here, and she's still out. Nah, but yeah, the Hollywood sign is amazing. The view is great. You can see the whole town, the whole city. And the sun, go when the sun is up. That's the best lighting. That's that natural light. And if you light skin, yeah, I need to see.
Yeah, he said that like he could relate. If you light skin, yeah.
If you light skin, you know, I'm trying to help y'all out, man. An honorary light skin of myself. It's a fun time. All right.
I'm not light skinned, boy. I'm not looking at I'm really trying to think. The funnest thing, there was something I did here that was super fun. I don't know what it was.
Did you go to the resort today?
No.
I want to do that soon, though.
Did you go to any parties? No.
I'll just say, I always have fun when I'm kicking it with my friends.
Hey.
So like those little dorm room, cricket session, like that kind of stuff is fun.
Yeah.
Hanging out with your friends, talking, the little adventures that you go on a Friday night, or like Friday after school gets out. Anything I do after that, it's fun. Like honestly, even if it's just going back to where I'm going to sleep.
Yep.
But
There's always something to do.
there's always something to
Places-
do. The
places
lights
to go.
are always on here. Like, I mean, like on the street because it's so busy. Yeah, trying new places to eat.
As long as you
FAQ's been fun.
Oh,
Doing these videos.
yeah. Can you tell me like more?
Okay, so food, art, and culture.
Yeah.
And basically, the founder of Food, Art, and Culture has a lot of different